Welcome back. We are watching Wall Street wrap up one of its wildest weeks in history. The closing bell rang just 30 minutes ago, and the Dow jumped on the hope that President Trump could soon reach a trade deal with China after China hit the U.S. with a 125% retaliatory tariff. One item that is likely to get more expensive under Trump's tariffs on China might be on your hand right now as we speak. We're talking about an iPhone. Apple has a manufacturing hub in China. Now, Trump's tariffs on Chinese goods test the company's supply chain. So let's bring in tech journalist Yasmin Khorram. Yasmin, what do we know about this? We think these tariffs will make iPhones much more expensive by any chance?
Yes, they will. I'm sure you've spent a couple grand on iPhones in the past. I have too. And if we thought iPhones were pricey, they are about to get a lot more. Now, we were in some trouble last week as Trump slapped tariffs on many countries. A lot of the countries were where Apple manufactures iPhones. Since then, President Trump has paused a lot of those tariffs on those countries except for China. Now, if we take a look at manufacturing in China, when it comes to Apple, more than 80% of iPhones are manufactured in China. They're more efficient there. They're usually less pricey there. Now they will be slapped with a 145% tax when imported to the U.S. As we've seen, neither country is blinking. My guess is, as this escalates, we will begin to see pricier iPhones.
So I didn't know more than 80% of iPhones manufactured in China. That is a lot. The question then is, can they just make their iPhones here in the U.S.? Is that possible?
That's a good question. They can, but it's not going to be cost efficient. And the prices I've seen are shocking. Wedbush analyst Dan Ives estimates that making an iPhone in the U.S. will be $3,500. That is a huge, huge cost. Other analysts I've talked to estimate that it will go up by 20 to 25% if we make iPhones here in the U.S. Now, of course, President Trump has said that he wants to bring manufacturing back to America. That is a huge undertaking. Apple is not going to just pack up its bags and bring the facilities back here overnight. And if we take a look at the volatility happening in the stock market, as you mentioned, a lot of business leaders this week have already said that they're not going to do anything. They cannot focus on day-to-day operations when there's huge swings in the Dow. So while President Trump says that he wants to bring manufacturing back here, a made-in-America iPhone likely won't happen anytime soon.
And $3,500 for a phone, I cannot imagine anyone who is going to do that. So on that note, are you seeing people panic buying iPhones now before prices possibly go up?
Yes, people are panic buying. Chances are, if you go into an Apple store, it kind of looks and feels like the holidays, right? Apple has front-loaded inventory, so they're fine for now. But as we move closer to the summertime, and if Apple isn't given an exclusion, which is an option, and if the tariffs stay as is, then yes, the prices will go up.
Oh my goodness. All right, Yasmin, thank you so much for making that make sense for all of us here. It really puts it all into perspective. We appreciate your time.